message and a word from your local ABC stations. You're watching the SEC on ABC. On ABC, Alabama with that field goal. First offensive points, Kirk, since the 12:24 mark of the second quarter. That early flurry with the 4 touchdowns. Just a safety, now field goal. So Georgia is still within range here. But they need something to happen quickly. ETN can make it happen quickly, but he has been corralled by this tight run defense, and Deontay Lawson makes another big play.
How about the true freshman, Red Morgan, also forced that ball back to the inside to let Lawson and the rest of that defense get there. Great job from that nickel spot there by the true freshman, 16.
Preston to duty as Devontae Smith left the ball game with an injury. 4th down again. They need 6. Or else the Tide are going to take over in plus territory.
Look at Lawson, that green dot linebacker 0, just takes control like a quarterback there. Really good player, communicating, getting everybody lined up.
Back across the middle. Another squeezed into tight target, and Dillon Bell has become one of his go-to guys, and the Dogs with a 1st down in Bama territory.
Great job by Carson Beck this time, man-to-man. You got to get an inside release, and you got to get it into him before that safety can come over and dislodge that football. Got it out in a hurry. Gave him a chance because it was low to go down and get it.
Staying alive here in this game with these 4th down conversions. On 1st down, Beck loses the football. They knocked it out of his hands, and Latham makes the recovery. Rusa knocked it loose. Another turnover for Beck.
We're going through the personnel on the Alabama defense with Kane Womack, and we got to number 4, who was a little iffy because of an ankle, and his eyes lit up. Said most gifted linebacker that we have off the edge, number 4. One didn't know if he could go. He's got power. You can see the change of direction, the awareness to be able to get his hands on the football. So he might not be at 100%, but he makes a big impact on this game here in the 4th quarter with that left hand knocking the ball loose.
Playing through some pain. It was a high ankle sprain against the Badgers. And now Alabama is set up at the 48. Justice Haynes darts forward. Boy, the turnovers have just been crushing tonight, and you could not have expected this out of a quarterback as solid and reliable as Carson Beck.
Or this Georgia offense, for that matter. I mean, it's a tough ask to come into Tuscaloosa anytime, September, October, November. But yeah, the turnovers in the Alabama defense just taking the wind out of their sails throughout this game.
Titan lined up quickly. I was thinking, why are they playing with tempo? Up 18. They take a look at the sidelines, and it's Milroe, and a much better job stopping the quarterback runs in the second half. C.J. Allen made the play.
Yeah, this one was a little bit slow in developing. Gave those linebackers like C.J. Allen plenty of chance to get out there and not allow him. If you missed the first half, he was running out on the edge. He and a lot of the receivers, we saw Bernard going in jet motion. Basically, anytime they wanted to get the ball outside, they took it. And since the halftime adjustments, we've not seen that nearly as much.
Take the play clock down. Snap it at 7. Heavy pressure. Ball is out. Justice Haynes will be stopped behind the line of scrimmage there by Warren Brimson. One of those guys who's been playing through some pain. Got hurt against Clemson. Back tonight.
Best thing you can say if you're a Georgia fan right now is we're at week 4. There's a long way to go. And I just love to see, I think Kirby mentioned it when he was talking earlier, I love to see a team fight. I mean, I just love, especially early in the year, they're not giving up. This defense is doing everything they can to try to get the football back. You'd expect that from a Kirby Smart team, but it's good to see that from a champion who's won 42 regular season games in a row in the regular season. And tonight, it's not going their way, but they are still fighting on that defense.
Burnham, who can kick it a mile, and tries to hit it softer and have it check up, and it's going to bounce into the end zone. Oh, just eluded coverage team down there trying to down the ball at the 1-yard line. It was Emmanuel Henderson. So, touchback. Tremendous history at this program, putting the gentleman in the center, and now Kalen DeBoer era is here. The Tide looking strong.
Coach, you're in striking distance entering the fourth quarter. I saw you having a long conversation with Carson Beck. What are you saying to him right now?
Well, we got to play with a little pace. We're going to run out of time and snaps if we're not careful. Big stop there by the defense. Proud of these guys fighting, but we got to play with a little bit more pace. We're tired because we're playing a lot of snaps, and so are they.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
That was before the beginning of the fourth quarter. Georgia off the stop, takes over at the 20. Three-man rush, ball pressed downfield, and again, Alabama defensive back. That's Jalen Mbakwe gets there and contests the catch and breaks it up.
Mbakwe is another true freshman. We're talking about Damani Jackson, talked about Xavier Brown. Now how about number 9, 5'11", 192 pounds. Able to get around that receiver because he has his eyes on the football and knocks it away.
Played quarterback, very little defense in high school, won a state championship as a quarterback down in Clay, Alabama.
Looked pretty good as a corner to me there.
Yeah, it did. Kind of natural. Back, trying to escape. Checks it down. Etienne held inbounds, picks up about 8.
Part of this is because it's 33-15, but they've been in catch-up mode since the first half. We're talking at the break. Without McConkey, without Bowers, who's the game breaker? Who's the guy that can score? You get down like this, who can? And part of it's Bama's defense and what they're doing, but who's the guy?
Arian Smith had one play downfield.
And he's done it. And he's done it throughout his career. But somebody's got to be able to get downfield.
Is it Smith? Is it Lovett? They need a chunk play. Trying downfield again. This is Lovett in a battle, and it is broken up again by that freshman Morgan. They're taking shots. They're just coming up empty.
Yeah. So that's the third true freshman on the back end that we've been talking about. Xavier Brown won. Saw Mbakwe, and now Red Morgan is, like we keep talking about, he's been in defense as a run defender. He's been able to step up. Now he's out there making plays downfield in coverage.
They need to convert yet again on fourth down. Need 3 here. 4 for 4 so far tonight. That's the only reason they're still in this game. Back across the middle, and that one they don't convert, but a flag comes in. That was Keon Sabb in coverage against Lawson Lucky, the tight end.
That was really physical.
Holding defense number 34. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
You got Q Robinson on the penalty, announced 34.
Yeah. Well, but watch Lucky here. I mean, he's running, trying to get beyond the sticks. He's going to work back. Look how physical. It wasn't just the end of the play. It was the entire play there.
I'm not sure where Robinson was involved. It may have meant 3.
Yeah, it was 3.
So again, they convert on fourth down, this time via penalty. Across the middle, and that's an accurate throw and a nice catch by Evans in traffic. He's come up big tonight. Had just 1 catch coming into this game.
See, they're showing man-to-man here, and then they get out of it and they roll to cover 2. So he's got to be able to hit that seam inside of that safety. Good throw that time.
20-yard gain, playing with tempo. Back another long throw, and the catch made. And fighting down near the goal line is Colby Young, the tall, physical player. They came from Miami, first and goal now.
Yeah, 6'3". Now you got 1 safety in the middle, so that tells you have one-on-one on the outside. Why not just throw it? He looks like he's covered. Throw it, bring him back to the ball, and at 6'3", adjust nicely.
Back again across the middle. Bobble caught, touchdown. Lawson Lucky, tight end again, coming up with a big play. And Georgia showing a lot of fight and good bounce back from Beck after his 3rd turnover tonight.
Now Beck is seeing the field. Now this is the Carson Beck that we've grown to come to kind of expect his ability to read coverage and deliver the football. Good job of coming back. Almost lost the handle of that football, but able to hold on to it.
Again, going for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis, trying to cut this to an 11-point margin. Excuse me, a 10-point game if they make this. batted away. Put it off to the left, but Keon Sabb was standing right there and knocked it down, so the lead sitting at 12. 9:46 to play in Tuscaloosa. Dogs fighting back, but still down a dozen.
Saturday Night Football is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Omnipod. Simplify life with diabetes.
Beautiful evening in Tuscaloosa. Goodyear providing the aerial coverage. Road tested and game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. That's a fast drive by Georgia. Kirk, that was not methodical. They went 80 yards in less than 2 minutes. Took them to 6 plays. 2-point conversion batted down, so still a 12-point game. Job not done for Milroe and the Crimson Tide yet.
No, got to be careful getting too conservative too.
Booted deep, and the fair catch is going to be made by Adams. Check it with Kevin Nagani in the studio. What do you have, Kevin? Kevin, thank you. Nod of the head from Mike Black, our trusted spotter, who's a former Broncos kicker. Over looking to throw in first half. Pump fakes, patch the ball, and now throws it over the head of Dupree, who was well covered.
And for Nick Sheridan, who's the play caller, this becomes a time when you're working with a 12-point lead, 9:39 to go. Like I said, you don't want to be too conservative. Being aggressive has worked for you, especially in the first half. But you just want to be smart. You want to continue to find your spots, but at the same time, clock just stopped after that incompletion.
Not quite as crisp. The edge has come off this Alabama offense, and the Dogs playing much better defense after halftime.
They've handled Milroe on the ground, only 7 yards in the second half on the ground, 106 on the ground first half.
Got to snap it quickly here. You just get it off. Milroe looking to run again. And not quite enough to get around the edge. Shoved out of bounds by freshman KJ Bolden. And the Tide have really struggled on third down themselves tonight. Just 2 of 8. Will need 7 here to avoid giving the ball right back to Georgia.
You talking about a huge play right here? I mean, this is big with 9:30, under 9:30 to go. Opportunity for Georgia's defense. Can they get pressure? Can they come up with a stop here?
Looked so effortless for Alabama through the first 18 minutes of this game. A lot tougher now. They bring some pressure. Milroe right down the middle, threw it behind Cole Adams, but he went down and got it, and they do convert. Big throw.
Yep. So they're spying with a couple backers right here, but they're playing man-to-man behind that. Now you got to be able to win. You got to get separation right here. It was exactly what they're able to do there with Cole Adams. Made that look really easy walking away from Dalen Everett.
Wasn't perfectly on the money. Nice adjustment to collect the ball by Adams.
When he's that open, right? I mean, yeah. You can throw it. He can adjust.
This time they hand it off on first down to Miller, and he's knocked down for a loss by Christian Miller. Every time, as you said, big play, because look at this clock running. Now you sense that although they want to continue to be aggressive, they will become much more conscious of using this clock in a two-possession game.
Yep.
Work the play clock down. They've got 20 more seconds to play with here.
Georgia just hanging around, just on the fringe.
And they snap it at 13. Keeper by Milroe. They were grabbing at that ball. Did he come out? Tyrion Ingram Dawkins was ripping at the quarterback's arm. Thought he had a takeaway, but Milroe did well to hold on to it.
Yeah, I thought he got in there and had a chance. He did attack the football, which you're expected to do down 12 in the fourth quarter. Milroe held on, but another third down.
From the pocket, here's he throws. It's broken up. Dangerous throw because Dalen Everett was tracking back. C.J. Allen brought the pressure.
Well, that time they bring pressure. They have not been getting home. This time they do. A little bit of movement here. Alabama going much faster there on that third down, but nobody picks up C.J. Allen. And those defensive backs all lined, all 5 of them right at the first down marker, knowing exactly where those receivers were trying to go. That time 6, able to work around the freshman.
Aggression has worked, as you pointed out. So is playing with some tempo. In that possession, some incomplete passes. They did not work the play clock down several times. Could have chewed up more of this. And now Beck will get the football back. So about half of the final quarter to play.
And they'll go 5 yards back here for Alabama.
False start. Offense, number 18. 5-yard penalty. Remains fourth down.
Another thing to remember when you get into these situations, you got 3 timeouts and a new rule this year with a 2-minute timeout. So it's all about how quickly can you move down the field. If you are able to, how quickly can you move down the field?
Different look here. Georgia's got 2 men deep. Evans and Starks. And it bounces around dangerously. That bounce near where a couple of players were engaged in a block. Apparently it did not touch a Georgia player, and the Dogs will take over the 22, just a 40-yard punt. cool evening in Alabama. Goodyear soaring above Bryant-Denny, providing the aerial coverage. Winning is easier when you are road game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear is more driven. Alabama student section has been given a lot to cheer about for their team. The Taco Bell Liv Moss Student Section of the Year contest. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Beck and the Dogs within a dozen. 7:14 on the clock. Beck steps up, pitches downfield, and hits a man. It's Cash Jones, who's become a weapon out of the backfield, and all of a sudden, Georgia in Bama territory.
Yeah, they do a nice job of sliding him out, kind of on a wheel route here. Watch the coverage adjust with the receiver that goes downfield, Bell. Then he gets behind that defensive back. How about that throw by Carson Beck? This is the 15 we're used to seeing here in this second half.
Who can give you explosive plays? Cash Jones comes up with a 30-yarder. Beck pressing the ball downfield into coverage again. Caught! Arian Smith at the 1-yard line. In 2 plays, they're on the doorstep.
That's the 4th straight pass of 20 yards or more that he has hit in this second half. And let's give credit to these receivers adjusting back to these footballs, finding ways to make big plays. We asked for it. Who's it going to be? And they're finding a lot of different guys capable now of making these plays.
Whistles and points. Each team at the other side. Wow, did that happen in a hurry? Shows you the elite arm talent that he has. 30 yards and then 47 yards.
77 yards in 39 seconds.
All of a sudden, it's Alabama looking a little bit dazed. Cash Jones, who made that first big play, takes the handoff and just runs right into a crimson wall. Jahan Campbell and others make the play. Now down 12. Every play they don't get in the end zone, he chews into the clock. Clock is stopped. There's a Georgia offensive player down on the field. It's Jared Wilson.
Let's go back and look at this catch. A couple big plays by this offense, Chris, who you're referring to. Cash Jones had one of them, and then we go to Arian Smith. We talked about how he's made so many big plays in his career. Here's the progressive pylon cam to show you if he got close or how close. He's down at a 1-yard line.
Brown saved the touchdown there, but wow. Carson Beck has overcome 3 turnovers tonight, trying to rally his team to the biggest comeback in Georgia history, as them within striking distance of cutting this into a 1-score game. Holly?
Well, guys, big development down here. The center, Jared Wilson, is down injured. Tate Ratledge, who was out tonight injured, is normally their backup center. So the 3rd-string center, Bobo, is coming in. That is Mike Bobo's son, Drew, the offensive coordinator for Georgia. He just took some snaps with Carson Beck. What a turn of events on the goal line.
Yeah, he's obviously proud of his kid.
A big
high school ball in Auburn.
Yeah, 6'5", 305 pounds.
Redshirt sophomore getting baptized in here.
How about Big Drew coming in here with the game on the line down inside the 2-yard line with that defensive line just teeing off, helping Jared Wilson off. You know, the line of scrimmage, it's like Damon Payne pushed into the backfield, 44 right there.
That was a lot of violence down there in the pit, as you'd expect. This would be a tough loss if Wilson is going to be sidelined for a while. In the meantime, Georgia got pushed back on that play. So the football is sitting just inside the 3 on 2nd and goal.
We talked earlier about short yardage and goal line, how tough it is with the size of these linemen. You got to work the edges or a quick pass.
Etienne is the back. End around. Bell breaks into the end zone. Georgia very much alive and looking dangerous now.
Picked up a nice block by Colby Young, and then the 2 tight ends, Delp and Lucky. We just said you don't want to go into the interior there. Good job by Mike Bobo calling it to get it outside. By the way, nice job of getting that snap up there by Drew Bobo. And now we got another player down. This is Tim Keenan.
All the summer conditioning, Alabama under DeBoer calls it the fourth quarter program. Kirby Smart said that there's been obviously a lot of intensity. Teams playing with some tempo. It's a real gut check here in the final 6 minutes on both sides. Touchdown again.
Krista block here. Outside blocks. Quick motion right here by Bell. It just opened up.
Well, we said there's going to have to be urgency, quick strike, and they've delivered that. Last 2 touchdown drives, 80 yards in a minute 46. That last one, 78 in a minute 35.
I mean, this game, there are a lot of people that probably went away from this game 30-7 at halftime. Felt like it was even worse than that for Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart goes in there not used to talking to the Bulldogs when they're down like that. Usually other teams are down like that. And we kind of kept saying as they were working their way back, you know what? He should be proud of his team. They're fighting. They're continuing to give themselves a chance. It's exactly what he probably told them. Just keep plugging along. We're going to get back into this game. And now, here they are. Within less than a possession here, taking a lead. We have one possession. You just go up.
It's 28-0 about 3 minutes into the second quarter. 28-5 has been the edge for Georgia since then. And Alabama, where they got a little comfortable in the lead, they've not throttled back on the aggression in terms of the play calling. It haven't been nearly as crisp, and Milroe has really been contained as a runner and a thrower for the most part since then.
We were talking at halftime. I think Milroe just won the Heisman. I mean, it was like that kind of first half. Incredible in every phase of the game. But Georgia made the adjustments. You talked about it, how they've done a good job of making adjustments throughout this year. He's done a great job of making adjustments throughout his career as a coach. And so that's not surprising. What's surprising is that their offense and Carson Beck has caught fire here in this second half.
All of a sudden, Milroe and this Alabama offense have got to come away with some points here, or Beck and this suddenly on fire Dogs attack is going to get the ball back with a chance to win it. And this is mishandled by the freshman. A disastrous play. They have to just fall on it. That was Ryan Williams back there. Not a role that he's really played as a returner. Inexperience showing, and they're really backed up.
And they're looking at each other. You know, they're looking at each other. You have it, I have it, do you have it? And again, that's a 17-year-old. Not that it's his fault, but it's just miscommunication. And Adams just says, I got to get on top of this football. So they're inside their own 5-yard line. Alabama had 355 yards of offense and 30 points in the first half. They have 98 yards and 3 points here in the second half. And now they're backed up inside, what are they, the 2-3 yard line?
Man, has the mood shifted in here. High anxiety for the Tide faithful here in the end zone. Haynes trying to run out, just gets a little breathing room out near the 7.
How crazy is momentum in this sport of college football? I mean, Alabama, their fans have been singing songs and having a great time and thinking about what they're going to do after the game. I'm talking about the majority of this game, 85, 90% of the game. And Georgia just kept battling. Here they are.
Milroe from the end zone. High throw, dangerous, and the catch is made for a first down by Jeremy Bernard. Not quite as accurate in the second half, Milroe. Bernard had to make a nice adjustment there.
And Miller got pressure on Jalen Milroe and forced him to throw that ball and kind of fall back as he threw it. And I think that's what impacted his accuracy. Nobody picks him up. You see him have to kind of fall back on that football. He's lucky he's able to get that over top of the big defensive lineman.
So a fresh set of downs, a chance to bleed more clock. Here's a first down carry by Haynes. Doesn't want to get out of bounds. I know the quarterback's more comfortable operating at tempo, but it would be nice to bleed a little more clock. They're not working the clock down anywhere near 0 before the snap again in this last series.
No, and that's the dilemma when you're working with a lead here, you know, with a new staff and a new coordinator, a new play caller. You know, do you bleed it and go ultra conservative? You know, they're like you said, they're not working clock at all here, up 5.
Second down, long throw. Catch is made by Dupree, but he's hit immediately there by Julian Humphrey. Short gain, and will set up a third down, and they'll need about 4.
Alabama's facing a defense that has more depth. Remember, that was an issue for Georgia. They had some of their defensive linemen down. They're back tonight. They're doing a great job of rotating, allowing them to stay fresh for moments like this in this game.
Dogs get a stop. Beck's going to get the football back with a chance to take the lead, if you can believe it. They're showing pressure, and they bring it. And Milroe on the move, makes the catch. Justice Haynes doesn't quite get there. C.J. Allen stops him short of the marker. 4th down. Decision for DeBoer. Does he dare go for it here?
Wow, big decision and great hustle from this defense. C.J. Allen was blitzing on this play. Number 3, he's in the middle of the defense. Haynes makes Malachi Starks. Look at 3 in the background. Without that effort, that's an easy 1st down. He gets him short with the effort, and Georgia stops Bama. They're going to punt the football and credit C.J. Allen for that play right there.
The miscommunication, the mishandled kick return really set him back, proved to be costly. And now Burnip will try to deliver a bomb if he can. Anthony Evans standing back at the Georgia 28 and steps up to make a fair catch at the 33.
Carson Beck has looked incredible in these last 2 drives from Georgia. Mixing up, just seems like he felt like he's seeing the coverage, trusting his receivers to adjust the ball and make plays. It's been everybody. Colby Young lucky with a touchdown. Here he slips out. Cash Jones out of the backfield, takes a shot here to the veteran Arian Smith, who adjusts back to the football. Unbelievable job, and now he gets the ball in his hands, down 5 with 2:42 to go with 3 timeouts.
Trying to complete what would be Georgia's biggest comeback ever, and the biggest comeback ever in that top 5 matchup, keeping alive that 42-game regular season win streak. Plenty of time. We don't need to play urgently here. But he's looking to throw that downfield. Has a man wide open. Dylan Bell's got it. A foot race. Spins, spray in, scores. Can you believe it? Georgia has the lead. 67 yards. This place is stunned and silent except for the Georgia section.
I mean, I'm in awe of this. This is what makes it, oh my gosh. This is what makes this sport so amazing. Carson Beck with the play maybe of his entire career.
If you consider how badly it started,
yeah,
the 2 interceptions, the fumble, inaccurate, just not seeing things at all.
Overcome. You know, you earn more respect, regardless of how this thing finishes. You earn more respect for Carson Beck tonight than anything he's done, in my opinion, for fighting through this adversity.
Going for Dose again, brought to you by Dos Equis to make it a 3-point lead for Georgia. Beck takes off and will not get there. Stretches, but comes up short of the goal line.
Chris, let's go. You just said you don't necessarily have to hurry.
They did.
And yet they did. Here's Bell, and here's the safety that ends up jumping this little shimmy, little inside move and up. Watch the move by Beck. The safety has his eyes on it. Beck gets it a little shoulder, just enough for the safety to try to jump it. That's how he ends up getting open. That is Sav, the transfer from Michigan. And this is where Bell shows you his toughness and physicality. What a call. Little inside move, get the safety to bite, and then get behind him. And a great throw by Carson Beck. And unbelievable. Georgia has taken the lead 34-33. This could be the largest comeback in the top 5 matchup of all time.
And the biggest in Georgia history. I'll tell you, all of a sudden, what a shift from Milroe. They've been playing with the lead. It was a party in here. Now he's got to engineer a drive to avoid a total collapse. And they have 0 momentum. The same 2 guys are deep here. Williams and Adams, and this delivers to let this one bounce into the end zone. So here comes Jalen Milroe. Talked about a monstrous first half. 100 yards rushing, 200 passing, 3 total touchdowns. Very quiet since midway second quarter. Yeah,
but this is where they got to shift mindsets. Again, there's no rush. 3 timeouts, 2:30 to 2:31 to go. You have the 2-minute timeout. You just got to get a first down. You get that first down, and you can create a little bit of rhythm and try to get this Georgia defense that has some newfound confidence a bit on their heels.
There's a lot of calm and command from Milroe at the start of this game. He's got to have it right now. And they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Ryan Williams, still spinning free. Touchdown, Alabama. They answer in one play. 75 yards for the 17-year-old. Are you kidding us? Pandemonium in here.
Unbelievable. We're saying just get a first down, create a little rhythm. Instead, they go for the jugular. Middle field safety, one-on-one matchup. Why not go to this 17-year-old lined up that time against an inexperienced corner who's got talent in Humphrey? What an adjustment back to the ball. This kid just has the it factor, and he showed it right there.
Time to go for Dose again. A lot of beer handed out here in the fourth quarter. Dosecki's bringing it to you. This to make the lead 6-7 actually. Low throw, goes down and grabs it. Jeremy Bernard. Wow.
Well, Chris, this is a great read by Milroe, who hasn't really made a play since the first half, but what he saw is this right here, a middle field safety, which tells him, I think I got a shot to my guy that can make a play to the outside. He's one-on-one. Look at the DB, never located the football. The receiver, Williams, does. That's why he was able to adjust back. Julian Humphrey never saw it. Out on an island, because of the quickness there off the line of scrimmage. Look at this. It's not the greatest route, but it's the awareness and the ability to come back to the ball. And then what he does after the catch, this isn't a big guy. He's 175 pounds, but he just knows how to make plays when it matters. And he makes a huge play for Alabama. What an answer by the Tide.
That was special in about 3 ways. The speed to get open, the adjustment that he makes, and then the elusiveness, the spin move down the sideline. Here's Bernard going down low to ground the 2-point try.
Beat Malachi Starks there man-to-man. So Georgia, after all of that, had the lead for 13 seconds.
Yep. And they find themselves again needing to rally. Again, they have plenty of time. That's the downside of striking so quickly. They left Georgia the 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. And this Bama defense is all of a sudden really, they have to find some answers here in the back.
Are you okay? You've had some big calls here. I mean,
I'm excited.
You got 218s, so you better get him some water here. We got.
Will the Dolphins and the Titans deliver on Monday night like this? I'm not counting on it.
I'm not feeling that.
What's Carson Beck thinking? He's been really in the zone. I mean, is it just going to be heave-ho downfield again? He doesn't have to do it.
He doesn't have to. I mean, why question it? The way the receivers are playing, the way he's seeing coverage right now. I mean, it's survival of the fittest. It's a battle, heavyweight battle.
Imagine this, though. You're going to come all the way back. You take the lead for the biggest comeback in the long, proud tradition of Georgia football, and now you got to go back out there in a heartbeat.
But you got a
down 7.
You got a red-hot quarterback. You got to keep believing and keep trusting. The 3 timeouts, again, plenty of time.
Quick throw, far side, incomplete off the hands of Arian Smith. I'm going to tell all these players, Kirk, that, hey, in the 12 playoff era, you can lose this game.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't really matter. There's no implications that are earth-shaking for the playoff. You want to remind these guys who are playing this way?
These kind of guys, you could play them in ping pong and they're going to swing it as hard as they can. These just contenders right here, giving it everything they have on both sides. I think you keep being aggressive. His young secondary from Alabama struggling to locate the ball.
Back, escapes, takes off, and no slide. Dives short of the marker. And we got the center, Jared Wilson, who was out down near the goal line that last time, is back in the ball game for the Dogs. That's a comfort to the quarterback who had his wristband ripped off his hand there.
Had the backup ready to go.
So that is the 2-minute timeout. Georgia's got 3 more to work with. Down by 7. Now 66 yards from the end zone. What a classic. Welcome back. It's become a quarterback duel here. Carson Beck, until some hollow yards at the end of the half, had like 50 passing yards. He has 306 in the second half. Milroe, a long period, they lost rhythm, and then that strike to Williams to put him back up by 7. Can Beck answer? A lot of cushion. Alabama playing off these receivers. Trying not to give up yet another big play, and Etienne plows forward and drives for a strong run up near the 45.
Yeah, that formation to the right opened things up. There was no one on that left side remaining, so easy for the offensive line to open that up, and Etienne still with fresh legs here in that fourth quarter got downhill in a hurry. All 3 timeouts left.
Pressure comes. They pick it up and back off his back foot. A battle on the sidelines. No flag as Keon Sabb was defending Lucky. Test of stamina, mental and physical, for this Alabama defense. They have been ripped apart, really, by Beck in the second half. Somebody on this Bama defense going to have to make a play to avoid Beck perhaps taking this game to overtime. Plenty of time again. Sideline throw, catch made, and skipping out of bounds after an 8-yard gain is Bell. It'll be 3rd down and short.
Arian Smith, 132 yards receiving tonight. Bell now right at 100. Both of those two have stepped up. Lovett, 7 receptions, so those have been the main targets.
They fake it to Etienne. Beck looking to launch downfield, and it's incomplete. Another battle for the football between Lovett and Devontae Smith, who's come back in the game, and it's 4th down yet again.
You know, Young does the hard part there, but he just doesn't hold on to the ball. That ball's thrown behind him. That's very tight coverage that time, but by Smith, does a great job of coming back, just doesn't hold it.
4th down. Ball game on the line here if Alabama can get a stop.
They are press man across the board, tight. Making these receivers work for it. The only soft coverage is there.
Beck backpedals, converts. Catch made to the 36 by Colby Young.
That time Young does hold on to it. What a great job. Clutch right there. Game on the line, and throws an absolute dart right into the face mask of Young, who holds on. Pretty tight coverage that time by Damani Jackson. 5 for 5 now on 4th down. They haven't been great on 3rd down, but 4th down they've been on fire.
It's Devontae Smith again laying flat on the field, helmet off. He went to the locker room earlier, came back out, and is involved in the action here. Now being looked at again. So with Smith down, either team taking a timeout there, and they'll help him off the field. Prudential brings you the rankings. Texas eventually pulled away at home against Mississippi State. Ohio State tonight win at Michigan State pretty easily. Ole Miss falls to Kentucky.
This one early. This one's early. That was the shocker of the day. Ole Miss losing at home to Stoops and the Wildcats.
Perhaps Miami's escape against Virginia Tech will not be the only wild finish we see here this weekend.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Georgia 36 yards away from the end zone. Plenty of time. Beck rolls out, scans. Could have thrown or ran that time. That time tucks it, dives forward for a short gain. Clock running.
Yeah, Kirby uses a timeout there. Smart decision by Beck. Once he cleared out of the pocket, rolled right, there's nobody open. Alabama had everybody covered, and so instead of throwing it away, at least he picks up a few yards, and they use their first timeout.
See, Kirby wants to kind of hit the pause button here. Let's stop and think this out. Don't have to play in a hurry here. They do still have the 2 timeouts.
I love to watch the communication. You know, you get to a timeout, you think it's all about the coaches, but when you have a guy like Beck who understands things, you know, he's in the middle. He's talking to different players. He and Etienne talking things over. They really value what he brings to the table. He's out there. He's the one seeing it. So they trust what he's seeing, what he's feeling. And he sure has felt it in the second half. Great field coverage, delivering the ball much more on time, more decisive.
Milroe, who just put his team back in front, perhaps wishing he could have spent a few more seconds on the field.
Got a matchup up top, one-on-one.
Final minute of regulation.
There it is.
Look in that direction, looping throw, battle broken up. It was just a little bit underthrown for Young. Zabian Brown, the true freshman, out there on an island.
They intentionally put trips into the boundary, and they went to the other side, one-on-one against the young true freshman. You got a veteran that transferred from Miami who just tries to adjust back to the ball, never really had a chance. And look at the freshman, never located the ball. He's lucky he didn't make contact and have pass interference. But I love that play design there by Mike Bobo to give a receiver who's been around the game for a long time, a veteran at 6'3", a chance to make a play.
And Brown, who was a modern-day high school powerhouse in L.A. last year, stepping up on this huge stage. 3rd down, 8. Flags down. There's a false start there. Looked like the line of scrimmage. Lawson Lucky makes the catch.
Yeah, I think you have the receiver moving at the bottom. You also have Alabama moving.
Offsides. Defense number 14 in the neutral zone at the snap. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down. The runner was out of bounds. The clock will start on the snap.
Yeah, Bill, I don't know what's going on here. You have movement here, but you also have movement in the trenches. How'd you handle that one, Bill?
It's a live ball foul. He came into the zone, then the ball got snapped. He drew no offensive players off.
So the receiver moving as well. Okay.
Georgia 20 yards away. Beck launches for the end zone. Jump ball. Intercepted. And Zabian Brown, the freshman, makes a game-saving play for Alabama. Talk about stepping up in a massive way 4 games into your college football career.
Unbelievable. You know, instead of being press man, Chris, the true freshman gave the bigger receiver some room. About 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. You'll see him as you way out to the left. And what it allows him to do is this time, look how he locates the football. The previous time he did not. This time, because of the cushion, he was able to see the ball. And he's got the athletic ability, once he sees the ball, to be able to go up high point and be an athlete and take it away from the taller receiver at 6'3".
You know the comparison they made, Zabian Brown, Womack and company, Patrick Surtain as a freshman just came in incredibly locked in. Tremendous understanding of the game. So instinctive and obviously athletically gifted. He took about a Hall of Fame guy. That's the comparison they make about Zabian Brown. There's something about Alabama defensive backs.
Yep.
I mean, Saban left the cupboard far from bare. They had to keep the commitment to these guys. What a play and what a battle here.
Yeah, this, by the way, 2 number 2s for Alabama. Zabian Brown getting it done on defense, and Ryan Williams, number 2, the true freshman, getting it done on the offensive side with 6 catches, 177 yards. Man, what can you say? I mean, Alabama wins this game. It's a big showdown in week 4, but Georgia left for dead at 30-7. Didn't look like they had any clue how to stop Milroe. Deserves a ton of credit for getting in there at halftime, fighting back, taking a lead, albeit it lasted 13 seconds, but having the ball with a veteran quarterback in the red zone and having a chance to maybe take the lead and win this thing. So battle of the Titans, and it lives up to the hype there in this second half.
And we said there's some wrinkles. There's some unknowns. Two guys who were in high school a year ago, as you pointed out, made the monstrous play. They both wear number 2 in crimson. The eventual game-winning touchdown by Ryan Williams. I had a brief chat before the game and said, "You don't look like this is too big for you." He goes, "No, sir, I'm ready." Georgia thought they might pull off the biggest comeback in school history. Alabama struck back, and Georgia denied in the end zone by an interception. This game felt no different than the collisions, the national championship on the line, with the SEC championship on the line. Every bit as hard-fought and compelling. Wow, what a quarterback battle. Kalen DeBoer can now exhale. Let's go to.
I have a feeling we're going to see these two teams again.
Thank you, Chris. Coach, what did you think when you saw Xavier Brown's interception just now?
I know he's a smart guy, and sooner or later he'd read what was going on and make a play. Super proud of the young guy, you know, learning. He's only going to continue to get better. He's a heck of a player.
Georgia came fighting back. You expected that they would be able to do something like that. What can you say about your team holding on in the end?
Yeah, they're a great football team, you know, and you know that you're gonna get that that pushback by them. And I'm proud of our guys, you know, coming back with a little firepower of our own and making our plays when we needed it most.
How about the performance of Jalen Milroe tonight?
Yeah, I mean, you know, coming out of the gates, and you know, I really felt like the last 2 weeks of practice, there were some steps that were made and some little things, and he's got more ahead of him too. There's more room to grow, but he did a great job. We gave him some time. He got comfortable early, and you know, he can do it with his legs and through the air.
Congratulations on your first SEC win as Alabama's head coach.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
Holly with Jalen Milroe. Well, Jalen, what a turn of events. What's going through your mind at the end of the game there? Your defense is trying to make a play.
The biggest thing that we have on our team is grit, determination, is commitment from everyone on the team. Offense, defense, all clicking on all cylinders. We've been trusting upon one another. I think that's so important when we play great teams like Georgia. We knew it was going to be a fourth-quarter ball game. It's all about trusting in our level of training, never rising to the occasion. So I thought that was very important. And I'm just proud of the defense, proud of our offense, just constantly just going and attacking.
You started this game and put a lot of points on the boards by being quick and using your legs. You finished the game by having great accuracy. Tell me how you balance both.
I think the biggest thing is having eye discipline. And it all factors into practice. You know, Coach DeBoer talks about eye discipline, being keyed into your details. And I think that's so important when we're playing team like this, and then falling back to, you know, back practice and then building upon that. So I think that's so important. And it was a key factor into our success today.
Georgia had taken the lead in this ball game. You take the field. Tell me what you saw on that play with Ryan Williams.
It's all about matchup. You know, find your one-on-one, find your matchups. And those plays is something we call patch snatch at practice. You know, this is something we repetition. You know, it's so important. It's all about trust, and I trusted Ryan Williams, and I gave him a play on the ball.
It's early to play a team like Georgia, but how does this win give your team momentum moving forward?
I think it's so important. You know, every game that we have, we want to keep building. You know, not one game can be our best game. We just got to keep climbing, keep getting better. I think that's so important for our team.
You are electric tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Roll Tide!
What a difference from a year ago this time. 491 total yards, Kirk, and for the fourth consecutive game to start this season, multiple rushing and passing touchdowns. 4 for 4. It's incredible.
Yeah, and in that first half, just could not be stopped. I mean, it was just a tale of two halves. What maturity, by the way, there in that interview. Just nothing. Those of us who know him, you wouldn't expect anything else. I think both these teams grew up tonight, and will be exciting to see where they go from here.
Wow. Here's how Chris Stewart called the game-clinching interception by Xavier Brown.
This is month number 1 of the season. Beck looking, firing towards the end zone. That is intercepted. It's picked off. It's picked off. Intercepted. Alabama gets the pick. The interception is made by Brown. Alabama getting Xavier Brown with the interception, and the Crimson Tide takes it away with 43 seconds remaining.
You know, there wasn't a person watching this game or listening on the radio that was breathing in that last play. Everybody holding their breath as that football was launched to the end zone. There have been so many tough battles between receivers and DBs, and Georgia had won a lot of them in the second half. And Xavier Brown goes up and makes the pick.
I thought we acknowledged it and talked about it a couple plays before, and it happened he's a freshman. A few times it happened where receiver got behind him. He never was able to really turn because he was playing catch up. That play, if you go back and we talked about it, he gave himself about a 10-yard cushion just in case they tried him again with Colby Young and they'd happen to come to him. But because of that cushion, he was able to be in coverage and locate the ball, so it gave him a chance to go up and make a play. And it's exactly what Coach Kalen DeBoer talked about downstairs with Laura.
You feel for Carson Beck. It was a very rough start. He was not at his best. He was not right at all, but he rallied his team. Ends up having a monster, like a 400-yard game.
Yeah. But
in the end, it was the turnovers that made the difference.
Yeah, it was. But this is week 4, and it's a different era as far as a 12-team playoff. And I'm not focusing on the playoff. I'm focused on who should win tonight. But both these teams, I think, are going to be in great position. If Georgia would have gotten blown out the way it felt in the first half, who knows what happens? They're reeling a bit. But, man, they showed a lot of character in the way they came back, and I'm excited to see where they go from here.
Georgia faithful, and perhaps the coaches will say, hey, listen, we got off to a terrible start. We were the better team for 3 quarters. Alabama folks might say, wait a minute, we were way ahead. We throttled back. We let up when we had the lead. They both might be right.
And you know what? Maybe we'll see round 2 later this year.
Maybe round 2 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Maybe round 3 after that. Who knows? What a classic tonight. Georgia and Alabama simply always deliver. Bill Bunnell produced the game. Jimmy Platt directed it. Our great crew overcoming some stuff tonight. Now, except on the West Coast, stay tuned for your local news over most of these ABC stations. For Kirk, Holly, Laura, and Bill Lamagnier, Chris Fowler saying so long from Tuscaloosa.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ABC.